So that'd be that big move, higher end of day, between like the 2 and 3 o'clock hour, right on the ball, really, like out of the 2 o'clock. And then we have in the last hour, excuse me guys, I have something in my throat. What we have in the last hour is some erratic behavior back and forth through the same price levels. We're going to revisit a crest that was recently an opportunity. It could be this crest, it could be this crest. But we're going to fail to break through that. It's going to be a failed attempt to break through key resistance at that point, and then we break down through key support. That takes place in the last hour, right around the close of that erratic behavior. It's possible that we have a breakout here in the last hour before the breakdown, but overnight we have a drop. We have a notable drop that will stand out on a multi-day chart, and we have, I believe that's the final. Oh no, we have one more after that. This is the second of 3 days of Knight of Wands. Right, so there's 3 Knight of Wands here on the 27th. So the Knight of Wands is like the end of a rally. So there's a diagonal trend line that we rally off of, right? And then we break down through it. Break down through it. Usually there's a fast sudden move higher first and then a breakdown with increasing volatility on the way down. Looks like there was a fast sudden move higher, but we'd already started going down. But this is very like Knight of Wands. It would lead me to believe that, oh my god, I don't know what's wrong with you guys, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just talking too much. So it would lead me to believe that we're probably going to see a similar kind of action take place. Like we've got that move here, right? A fast sudden move. Well, that'd be the rally, right? And then there's a failed attempt to break through resistance and a breakdown overnight. This is looking like a bearish day to me. Yeah, it's looking like a bearish day. Some like negative headlines come out on the 28th. Something to do with an agreement between 2 leaders, something like that, or a merger, or something legal maybe. I pulled the Prince of Swords. See, that's very Mercury retrograde. What happened is I was off about the gap down, and the you could say that the big drops start like right around the open took place, but really it's like, I mean it did, but it continued to go further than I expected there. I expected the drop to be like overnight, so that's very Mercury retrograde. I was right, but off. Hey Philip, how you doing, man? I think I was probably off on XRP. I think I had a high here for XRP on the 27th. And technically, like, if we're coming out of a low and we make a new high, like, that's a prominent crest, but, like, usually I get, like, more of an accurate kind of, like, indication than that. But okay, so now we're back on track though, because the 28th we have the Knight of Wands. Right, we're already in the Knight of Wands, so we're a little bit ahead of schedule. We had that appeared in the ruin. And then on the 1 day, wealth appeared at the 2 to 3 o'clock hour, and you can see we have this big move on a 1 day chart. It's a significant move to the upside here, but I don't foresee us going much higher. I mean, this is resistance right here. What we're going to see here in this hour is a failed attempt to break through key resistance. There'll be some erratic behavior back and forth. We may revisit this crest one more time. Although there's this breakout energy, which is really kind of like, wow. And a big move at the very end of the day. To a low or off of a low. This could technically be the beginning of the big move, though, you know, like this right here. I used the Crowley, the Toth Crowley deck. It's one of the two tarot decks that follow the original classical system of tarot. The other one being the Rider-Waite. The Crowley deck is like an updated version. Has modern esoteric symbolism, Kabbalah associations, astrological associations, celestial associations. I mean, it's got a ton of stuff in it that the Rider-Waite deck didn't have. If you're interested in that deck, you can actually get it on the website tarotfortraders.com. We sell the deck on the site. Yeah, you got it. It is Tothish. That's what I'm saying. It's the Toth Aleister Crowley deck. It's an updated version of the Rider-Waite. You are very welcome. So I'm expecting more downward motion. There's like, you know, this was expected here. I was pretty on point with that day, with the day. I was pretty on point. This was definitely like an adjustment. Interesting. I guess I should probably update the website and the book so that the adjustment card includes possible gaps up, I should say. But it looks like we established support here temporarily, at least, right? If there's another high at the very end of the day, I mean, there's still plenty of time for that to take place. If there's another high at the end of the day, it's going to take place in the midst of some erratic behavior back and forth. I think because that Ace of Cups, I mean, even if we do go to a high at the end of the day, which I'm not so sure we're going to, what leads me to believe that are two things. We've got a breakout ruin here in a high position, and then we've got a high correlator at the end of the day, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's the day's high. It could just very well be like a prominent high, which we're already seeing here. This is what you consider a prominent high. It depends. Depends on what spread. Katana Cowgirl? Did I say it right? Katana Cowgirl? Yeah, it depends on the spread. So what I'm looking at right now is a one-day spread. These cards are by the hour. And I mean, you have to give it a little like leeway. Sometimes the cards represent much more time than that, but for the most part, it's by the hour. And the sequence of events is always accurate. Just sometimes it gets stretched or truncated. But yes, these are dailies. I also do monthlies. Like this is a 1 month of this for September, right? We do 1 years, we do 10 years. I mean, basically, I developed a system of tarot that hadn't been done before. I'm an autodidact. I taught myself. I taught myself to utilize the tarot. And then also because I was a Wall Street broker when I had my near-death experience, and I understood that everything happens for a reason, even finding yourself in a crazy place like Wall Street, being a psychic, and that I was supposed to utilize the stock market to gain the attention of people that otherwise would not bother to look at the facts. And the facts are that we live in infinity. This is infinity. Anything is possible. Even how many people do you know that have tried to predict the stock market by the hour using tarot? You don't. You don't know any. That's the only reason why it hadn't happened. I was the only one crazy enough and arrogant enough not to listen to anybody and do it. And I spent 22 years doing it. But the what I call ESO meta-analysis is the system that I utilize with the tarot. So it's like a double system. There's the classical system of tarot where you have the pictorial representations and their meanings, and that tells me a ton. Like this is a move higher through a resistance. We stay above it briefly and we break back down through that same price level shortly thereafter. This is multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance. This is selling from overbought territory, from an overbought crest. An overbought on RSI would be at 80 or higher. I mean, I'm the only person that knows this stuff. This is a rally that offers an opportunity to open up a short position. You know, I mean, I know that stuff because I spent 22 years of my life doing one-day spreads by the hour of the S&P 500 every single day. I mean, there's nobody on the planet that did that. I'm the only one. So, you know, with that said, guys, if you're hopping on the TikTok, we're live on TikTok really to gain some exposure to the Tarot for Traders YouTube channel, where all of our predictions are free. They're detailed predictions, and we also do live stock market commentary by the hour every weekday, roughly around 3 o'clock. If you went to Tarot for Traders right now, you would see that we're live. We have a live stock chart of the S&P 500 side by side with the tarot reading that we did for the day, and this is how we learn and get better. Yeah, no, you got it, Philip. It's called the Unicursal card. It's not associated with any. Well, you could say it's associated with all cards, or it's not associated with any cards. It's not technically a tarot card. It's an additional card that was added to the deck for the purpose of adding dynamics. Is my sense. I mean, there's a lot of like controversy around the Thoth deck, and you know, around like what the Unicursal card was for, if it was just there to, like, you know, for fun, or to add like an extra card, like, you know what I mean? There's a Thoth tarot deck that actually has 3 different versions of the Magus. That's a separate deck altogether. Same deck, just 2 extra Magus, you know, so depending on what deck you have, I mean, it depends, man. So yeah, I was definitely off on XRP. It looks like a little bit late on that high. However, on the long term, I'm not going to be right all the time. Happens. I'm right about 98% of the time, and most of those 2% failures take place during retrograde, which is why I always recommend that people do not trade during retrograde, especially not based on this stuff. But it depends, Block. Are you looking for a short-term trade? You want to put that money into something else, or is it a long-term trade? Because if it's a long-term trade, you shouldn't get scared out. I mean, XRP is. Let me look at my long-term prognosis here. Yeah, XRP is something that I'll be holding for quite some time. It may even get picked up by it's going to get more established over time. Yeah, no, I know you. I know you're not blocked. I'm not. I'm not taking offense or anything. Appreciate the clarification, though. Katana. Okay, cool. Well, welcome. Welcome, Katana. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to get more, like, I would be buying on the way down. Let me open up my XRP reading, jog my memory real quick on the 10-year there. Oh, while I'm in here, guys, check this out. So the September 1 month that we're using, it was created August 3rd. That's like actually not even that impressive to me. Like last year, 2021, I had all of the readings, the daily readings by the hour of the S&P done by like 3 months into the year. They were all done already. I appreciate you too, Block. But yeah, I was pretty disappointed about that. Caroline had pointed it out to me on the TikTok that I was doing. I'm sure it has something to do with the fact that I did a lot of these readings under the influence of retrograde, so they're going to be, you know, they're going to have little like things like that happen. But there's still going to be a pop. If there's not, let's see. Let me take a look at a chart of XRP right now. There's probably a pop at the end of the day, which is what I would have picked up on as a prominent high. It's not the high that I expected, but a prominent high. Even if it's a small one, it can still be prominent. Yeah, so big drop. It's definitely off of more than a few days on there, the 22nd. So I was off by a week. Ugh, I hate that. But what we should see at the end of the day today, well, we should probably be seeing it already, but there should be some sort of like pop back, is my sense. If it does anything similar to like what all these other stocks are doing. Yeah, I mean, you got to take that into consideration. So some of my readings were done during retrograde. Like I don't really have a choice. It's just there's so much time. Sometimes I just have to do them. They take so much time. I did 80 plus videos last month. In the last in the last 28 days, wow, it's like whenever I want to see where it is, it doesn't show me. Like, it's always like right in front of my face, and then when I go to look at it, it's not there. Oh, I think I know where it is, though. Appreciate it, Block. Yeah, and as long as you don't bet get super confident that I'm always going to be right, and then bet all your money on one bet, like you should be fine, because like 98% is huge. You know, I learned the hard way. Like I'd get so overly confident that I would like put all my money into it, and then like, oh my God, lo and behold, I was off by like an hour and did the wrong thing, or I didn't see this one piece happen, and like, you know, it's always when you get overzealous, when you get arrogant. It's called hubris. When I portray hubris, that's when I would lose my money, because I'm not here on this planet to make millions and billions of dollars and be this rich guy driving fancy things. I'm here to utilize the stock market to show people that anything is possible. These people that are so locked up in what their reality is. I call it psychosclerosis. It's an industry term, my friends. Psychosclerosis. You're so certain of what reality is and of your belief system that it's unchanging. It's solidified. That's when you become an adult, if you will. Hopefully that never happens to me. But you know, you can keep your brain very elastic and learn things and change your beliefs, and those type of people are very adaptable and they tend to grow, you know. Psychosclerosis, so a lot of people in the finance industry are so focused on one thing that they're missing the important things and why they're really here. They're not here to make money. I mean, yeah, we need money as part of the society that we live in, but that's not our goal, guys. We're here to learn. We're here to better our souls. You know, and I think there's so many people that have just lost touch with that, especially in the finance, because it's so easy to just get caught up in it, you know? Like, it's almost like it's not almost, we are trained to get caught up in it. So my job is somebody who's, you could say that most souls are moving in one direction, up, down, or they're not moving at all. There's a lot less souls, but there are plenty of them that are moving back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and they're here kind of like turning people around, pointing them in the right direction, kind of deal. Yeah, Marin Altman. I follow Marin Altman. She's pretty on point, and usually her predictions and my predictions are pretty. They're usually pretty congruent with each other. Yeah, 100%. It's 100% because it's my own ego that manifests, and so when I put everything I got into it, and I know I did something stupid that a responsible trader wouldn't do, my subconscious bites me in the ass every time. I got family in town and my dog goes crazy every time somebody's there at the door. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's great that I have the safety mechanism. I know that I run the risk of having a big ego. I mean, what I can do is probably the most valuable, like, skill on the planet, value-wise, like monetary value. There's nobody that can predict the stock market with a 98% average accuracy and do it every single day by the hour. I mean, nobody can predict it by like the 10-year decade and get a 98% average accuracy, let alone even try to do it by the hour. I was trying to do it by the hour in 2007. That's when I started. I've drawn the stock market chart before it happens, you know, because I got so into it and I identified all these patterns. You know, I'm very good with pattern recognition. So that's the second part of the Tarot system meta-analysis. There's the pictorial representations. Like, this is a big move, almost an irrational move to the upside to reach for a distant resistance level. A breakdown through multiple support levels. 3 crisscrosses back and forth through the same price level, confirming a bullish trend. Fast sudden move higher. I mean, this is a very lucky trade opportunity. Usually it's a decline, but that's probably because I do a lot of short trading. Yeah, for 100% block, and that's a big part of what I had to learn with the tarot, because you got to understand, not only am I learning how to do this, and I've taken huge losses and have those burned into my memory, because I didn't, there was nobody to teach me. I had to figure this out on my own. So that I got all those things, but then, like, on top of that, you have to be able to, like, change the way that you were thinking now as compared to what you were thinking before, and sometimes you just fall back into those, especially under pressure. You can fall back into those same mental habits. So that takes time. The stock market really, my success in the stock market and looking at charts was really a great measuring stick for my own psychic development, my own evolution, if you will, because I could see the accuracy. It's measurable. I could see the accuracy of my predictions and my manifestations based on the quality of my lifestyle at that time. And that's also it. The accuracy of these predictions are 100% tied to the quality of my lifestyle. And by that I mean that there are certain lifestyle choices that I have to make, I have to follow in order to be able to do this. Like there's certain things that I just can't do. I have to manage my energy like no other person that I know. It's like outrageous at times. People don't understand. You know what I mean? So there was all that, and I learned the hard way, so I was broke a lot of the time. I'd be right and lose money because of my mentality, and then people would be like, oh yeah, if you were right, then where's the money? They wouldn't even look at the evidence. Freaking ignorant people. They could have made so much money, but they're too busy being right. You know, that's psychosclerosis for you. Positive news in October. I mean, it looks like it's probably going down with everything else. I mean, I looked at probably, I don't know, close to 80, probably close to 60 different 1 month overviews of October for crypto and stock, and almost every single one of them showed something going on between the 10th and the 11th as far as like a big price swing, a high and a low, and then two big lows here, like a drop on around like the 19th to the 21st, depending on the stock or the crypto, and dropping like through the weekend. Some of them coming back to like a crest here on the 28th, and some of them just continuing to decline into the 31st. And a lot of them had lower lows in November. So when we look at the 1 year, the S&P 500, which by the way was created on May 11th, 2021, my friends. Still using it today. Oops, this one. So this fast sudden move higher here that we have appearing at the end of the September cluster, I see it actually taking place in the first week of October. So we're a little bit behind schedule as far as the reading, and that'll happen when you have a card that's representing 2 weeks of time. Each of these cards, the left and the right one of each cluster, it's the first 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks kind of deal for each month. But so yeah, there's definitely like. So if we're ahead, right? So the fast sudden move higher ends up being an early, like the first week of October. Then that would put this decline due to multiple headwinds, just like the following week after. And with that said, we have, I mean, XRP is looking like it's going down pretty hard too. What we're going to have here in the first week, it looks like there's going to be a relief rally in a lot of stocks. Like the first week of October up until like the 7th, maybe like the 11th and the 10th to 11th, depending on the stock or the crypto. But this is market wide, guys. I've seen this in so many stocks. I've never done that many stocks for the same time frame, that many different tickers for the same time frame. So it's really cool for me to be able to see these cross correlations. It gives you like added like, oh shit, that's so accurate. Excuse my French. Okay, so I didn't see anything in the reading here based on positive news, but let's do a one card poll. There is positive news. And it comes out, let's see if I can find it. Looks like on the 3rd. Possibly on the 22nd and the 25th, there's more positive news. And the 22nd is low. It looks like probably a low for the month. It could easily be the low for the month for XRP, as well as the 26th is another place where it looks like there's probably a low. Yeah, I know, that's pretty awesome, right? Like, yeah, it's pretty awesome. So guys, if you're just hopping on to TikTok, I'm live on YouTube right now doing my daily weekdays. We do a daily live stock market commentary with the side-by-side chart of the live S&P 500 with the tarot reading that we did for the day by the hour. It's how we learn a lot. It's how we prepare for the following day. And we do this every day, roughly around 3:30. So if you were to hop onto the Tarot for Traders YouTube channel right now, you would see that we're live. You'd see the live tarot, the live S&P 500 chart, and the S&P 500 reading that we did by the hour for it. And we're discussing that as well as doing other stocks. Will you be a good trader? That's a yes. The Knight of Swords. So you can see, guys, we went, we had that move from the wealth card in the 2 o'clock hour, right? It was just like right off of 2 o'clock almost, right? And then we had a failed attempt to break through key resistance, followed by a decline through key support. How much time we got? We got 20 minutes left. We may see some back and forth, but for the most part, I think that's probably what this stuff was here. This is erratic back and forth behavior through the same price level. And now what we're probably doing is moving into a stronger decline as we move into the post market. The following day, we probably have a similar thing that's going on. So, right, so we had a little bit of a rally, and now we're breaking down again. Hey guys, if you're interested in private readings, check out the website tarotfortraders.com. You can sign up on for our general reading there and book the time. If you use the coupon code live promo, that's the coupon code is live promo. You get 50% off of your booking. That goes for people on TikTok and YouTube, guys. If you want a private reading, you can book one right now. The going rate of an hour and a half reading is $249. So if you were to get the the coupon, it would be like $125 basically for an hour. And Melissa, will I get a job in October? Yes. You're gonna love it. Will I pass my exam in November? That's a yes. Ruby Mendoza. Where'd she go? Ruby Mendoza. Does Moises has he lost interest in you? That's a yes. I'm sorry. Palma, will it all get dropped tomorrow? Let me shuffle this up. What would I do? I mean, I bought XRP as a long-term trade, so I'm holding, but if I was looking to utilize that money on the near term, I'd probably get out, hold on. Got a couple bearish days ahead, and it looks like we've got a lower low in October based on this. It's probably what my reading says, the same low or a lower low in October. So, I mean, if you want to conserve some of your money, I'd probably get out, or I'd maybe cut my, some of my losses or something like that. But again, I'm not selling, even as it goes down, I'm not selling. I'm just looking for opportunities to buy for the long term on crypto. It's, I mean, it's pretty inexpensive, so not a big deal. Pamela, will it all get dropped tomorrow? Looks like there's some legal stuff going on. There may be a... Doesn't look like it gets dropped. So my sense is that around the 3rd is more likely to you to see whatever is going on will simmer down, and my sense is that it's legal, or there's like conflicting. It's either something legal or there's some like conflicting back and forth thoughts going on there about something important. Will I buy a new phone this year? Yes, you'll buy a new phone this year. That's a no. All right, so yeah, so we have 2 bearish days in the end of September, and then we've got that solar eclipse on the 25th. I'd say you probably want to get out. If you're looking to get out like anytime soon, you probably want to get out now. I'm pretty sure that was it XRP? Looks like it stays a token. We're curious what you mean by that terminology block. Sabina, is Prince still with the third party? That's a no. Pooja, will Shash marry me? Lover's card, that's a yes. Laberna, does he have feelings for me? That's a yes. Does he have feelings? And they're probably pretty strong feelings. Denise, is it really over between me and Jay? That's a yes, I'm sorry. Lucero, does Danielle Michelle have romantic feelings for me? They're an earth sign. That's a yes. Lillian, would it be a good idea if I left my boyfriend? That's a big 10-4, yes. Tracy, will Manuel come see me after I blocked him? That's a yes. You're welcome. My sense is probably not, but let's see. Will XRP reach $1 in 2022? I got a yes, but I don't like those type of questions during retrograde. And my sense is that even if it does go to $1 in 2022, you still have an opportunity in October to buy at a lower price than where we're at now, block. I'm going to have 1 year's done for all of these stocks and cryptos for 2023. This year I didn't do any of them. Like I was going to do them with 3 months left. But next year, I already have 2023s that I've got started. Started them a couple months ago. Will Apple hit $1 in October? Yikes. October's looking pretty bullish for Apple. So my sense is that's a no. October's looking really... I mean, so there's a big move in the beginning. There's also a unicursal at the high. Let me see where that's at on a relative scale. Yikes, I got a yes 3 times in a row for that. For the Apple question, B. Raymond, will you ever get a better attorney's position? I hope so. How you doing, Raymond? Yeah, that's a yes. You will. Yikes, I almost mixed up my cards. I got a yes for you, so that's a good thing. Should I put a time frame on it for a yes or no question to give you more of a accurate kind of determination of when it'll happen? Yeah, please do. Twitter blocked me. They blocked me because I broke their rules of whatever, which is bullshit. It's actually what they did is called discrimination. They didn't bother to look at the facts, and the facts are overwhelming that I am 100% a world-class psychic. There's no other psychic on the planet that can predict the S&P 500 or any crypto or stock for that matter by the hour with a 98% average accuracy, and do it so often as soon as they take one look at me and they decide, oh, this guy's a scam. There's people on Twitter who are psychics. There's people on Twitter who talk about stocks. I can't talk about stocks as an ex-Wall Street broker who's also a psychic. That's ridiculous. It's called discrimination. And the fact is, I appealed. I haven't bothered to go back in a couple weeks because I'm so annoyed by them. But I appealed it, and if they decline my appeal, that's grounds for a discrimination lawsuit. And guess what, guys? I would win. There's 800 posts, predictions on YouTube that prove without a doubt that my accuracy is in the 90s predicting stocks and crypto. There's no arguing with it. If you go and you look at the chart, you cannot argue with a stock chart. You can't. It's 100% unequivocal evidence. It's undeniable proof. Anybody that looks at it is going to be like, holy crap, this guy is legit. The only people that psychosclerosis, I know everything. And what do? They end up getting blocked and never have an opportunity to see 98% average accurate stock market predictions. Sucks for them. Raymond, so you give in the question, when you rephrase the question, put a time frame in it, like, am I going to get a new attorney position within so-and-so time frame? I do weeklies, but the monthlies have enough information in them that I don't often do a weekly. I just do a monthly because it gives me all 4 weeklies in it. So ways to do earnings. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a big move higher, but that move higher is going to offer an opportunity to open up a short position in Apple. Looks like there's a low in October at the end of the month. That's correct. That's correct. I started reading tarot after my near-death experience. Not immediately after. There was a lot of catharsis, a lot of like learning to go through. I didn't grow up in like an environment where psychics were believed in or really like respected or taken seriously. Like that, I always kind of felt like that stuff exists. But you can prove a stock market chart, which is the whole reason why I found myself on Wall Street before my near-death experience. I'd had my near-death experience before I got to Wall Street. I never would have gone to Wall Street. I would have woke up and I said, Wall Street's a joke. What am I doing there? But I didn't. I got to Wall Street, and then it was like literally a couple weeks after being on Wall Street, I had a near-death experience. Opened my eyes, out-of-body experience. I could put Pepsi on the list. You're right, Black. That's 100% going to take time. It's so accepted to discriminate against the psychic that people don't even understand that it's discrimination. It's insane. It's so offensive. Like, you know, like they go out of, some people go out of their way to report you for no reason because they think they're doing society a favor. In actuality, all they're doing is harming society. Society would be so much better off if they understood how this stuff works. That's the whole reason why I'm still paying attention to the stock market. Is because people want, when you have something that people want to get, and they see that you have achieved it, they want to know how you did it, right? Well, how I did it has nothing to do with analysis of the stock market. That's not how we predict the stock market. I don't look at charts and say, oh, it's going to do this, it's going to do this. No, I actually purposely don't look at charts. I don't watch the news. I don't do any of that. I read the cards. The cards tell me what nobody can see. It's not speculation. It is what's going to happen. It's happened already, technically, just in a different time loop. Yeah, October's looking pretty hardcore. To that person, they think it's demonic, they're gonna think it's demonic. You know, the fact is that I speak directly with a higher power. That's not demonic. People are making money. Demonic wouldn't have me be 98% average accurate. When people don't understand something, they label it like bad. They label it negative. You know, Aleister Crowley was not a devil worshiper. He was a magician, a real magician. And when people don't understand, they're like, oh, that's the devil, that's the devil. It's so ignorant, and it really slows down society. But you can't, there's nothing you can say to that individual. They don't want to know the truth. They want to know that they're right, whether or not it's true. Well, Juan, will my trading be profitable from October onwards? It's looking pretty profitable, actually, yeah. Especially maybe like after a little bit of back and forth. After quite a bit of volatility, it looks like you really take your account takes off. That was for Quan. Does James L. truly love me, Diane? I gotta know. I'm sorry, Diane. Charlene, is Cat my twin flame? I gotta know. I'm sorry. If I didn't answer your question, guys, just ask it again. I'm looking at this on an iPad while also doing a live stream on YouTube. Yeah, exactly. If you're just interested in the earnings, I could do an earnings reading. But as of 7 p.m. tonight, through the next 2 days, I'm going to be pumping out a bunch of readings. November, a couple of Octobers, mostly November, and then I'm gonna do a bunch of 2023 1 years as well. Over the next 3 days, you should see quite a bit of stuff start to pump out onto the channel. B, will I buy my first house between 2022 and 2023? Ace of Wands, that's a yes. Congrats. Will it be successful? The 12ers. So I'm seeing that it'll be successful. I'm not so clear on the 100K. But I do see like a peak, like a notable peak at one point. You're above a resistance and then you break back down through it. So like it does well really there's a point where it does well really quickly, and that's an opportunity. Yes, I do, Raymond. The S&P is going lower before Friday. As far as leaps, I mean, my sense is that's a yes, Philip. November's probably a good time to buy leaps. You may get another opportunity in December. In December's low, it's possible. But I mean, there's a big crash happening. Years can start. Next year's sneak preview is the wealth card, so a lot of positivity, a lot of like bullish behavior in 2023 that'll come from this catastrophe of a year. I got a yes for you, Raymond, as far as $1 million by the time you're 40. That's pretty impressive. All right, guys, I'm gonna head off. I got family in town, so I'm gonna take a leave here at 4 o'clock. I appreciate everybody that's watching, everybody that's been on. Again, guys, if you hopped on the TikTok, this isn't a normal like question and answer session that I do. I do free yes or no questions on TikTok frequently, but from 3 to 4 o'clock on weekdays, I do a live YouTube stock market commentary. You can always check out the YouTube channel. Tarot for Traders is right here, YouTube channel. It's all free predictions. The predictions that I have on TikTok are abbreviated versions, less detailed versions of the predictions that I have on YouTube. So highly recommend you check it out. It's all free. And the stuff comes out. I mean, there's already stuff like scheduled through November, you know. Yeah, make sure you do, man. Spread it out and make sure the flow keeps going, my friend. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.